Hey everybody, you know what time it is. It's lunchtime with the Habit Master. I'm your host, Dr. Stephanie Aldrich, and I help people change their bad habits. When you change your habits, you change your life. Today we're going to talk about 3 habits that will make you fat, bloated, just feeling terrible about yourself. Let's jump right into it. Number 1, you don't eat on a schedule. Now, everybody's guilty of this, right? You have tons of meetings during the day, and you just schedule them back to back to back to back to back, right? Maybe something ran over and it ran into your lunchtime. Maybe the only way to get to a customer is, during a lunchtime kind of thing. Maybe it's dinner time and the kids are sick, you've got, stuff to do for work, and you haven't eaten yet. What do we normally do when we are starving? We're going to go and shove something in our mouth that's convenient, that's fast, that's readily available. And guess what? Most of the time, that's not a piece of fruit, that's not a salad that we pre-made, right? Because we didn't do that. And we don't live that way. We eat what's convenient. And when we do that, most of the time, that stuff is not good for us. It's full of sugar, it's full of carbs, and all it does is it sits here on our side, gets us our saddlebags, and makes us fat. So a habit that we have to get into is eating on a schedule, okay? If you're not a big breakfast person, and with me being on keto, I don't really eat too much breakfast anymore, unless I know for the rest of the day that I'm not going to be able to eat one of my meals, then, I just skip breakfast. I'll have a cup of tea, I'll drink a little bit of water, or an electrolyte drink or something, but I'm prepared. So when it comes to lunchtime, I am famished. Like, my stomach was growling at 10:30 this morning, right? And, I knew that it was time to refuel, okay? But I set time out for dinner. We plan time for dinner. Make sure that you're planning time, that you're not just, we got to hurry up and go to the soccer game tonight, we're going to miss dinner. No, the kids have to eat. You have to eat. And don't be going through a drive-through. Start planning things. Start knowing what the schedule is ahead of time and be a planner. When you plan to fail, when you fail to plan, you plan to fail. That's the right saying. Number 2, you don't cook. That's a terrible habit not to have. Everybody should have some type of basic cooking skills. It's not hard to chop up some vegetables and throw it in and make a stir fry, okay? There is the Food Network channel. It's 24 hours a day. There's recipes on there. There is something called the internet. There's something called YouTube. There are tons of recipes. Pinterest. I get tons of stuff off of Pinterest, of all the blogs that are out there. Most of the time they're from chefs or just home cooks that, make keto foods like, that's the diet I'm on. So it's easy for me to find different recipes that I know I can cook or bake. Everybody can boil water. It's not flippin' hard. If you don't know how to do it, you need to learn. But there's different ways. There's YouTube videos. There's a thing called Google out there. Get on the internet and Google some recipes and try them out. Sometimes they don't work out the first or second time, but it'll be fine. When you learn how to cook, you can control what you're eating. It doesn't have a lot of fat. Doesn't have a lot of carbs, lots of sugars, all those preservatives that you're getting when you eat something off the shelf that's in a package. The reason why it's been there for a while is because it's loaded with preservatives. These are chemicals that are known to get into our body and start messing with all of our cells. And that creates all kinds of illness, sickness, and cancer. We don't want that. So if you don't know how to cook, that's a terrible habit to have. You're going to be eating other people's foods and you don't know what they're doing with it. You go to a restaurant, you do not know what that restaurant is serving you. And it's going to make you fat. It's going to be loaded with sugar, with carbohydrates, and with preservatives. And your body can't handle all that extra stuff. So make sure you learn how to cook, even if it's just simple meals. I do simple meals all the time. It's okay. The more simple, the better it is for you. The third habit that we're going to talk about that making all of us fat out there is we don't plan. We don't plan our meals. We wait till the last second. We're famished and we're like, oh my gosh, I need to go through the drive-thru because I can get food in 3 minutes instead of 20 minutes, right? When you fail to plan, you plan to fail. You have to start taking care of yourself and your family. If you're a parent out there, you know that it's important to, feed your children good food, good nutrition. It's very important. But to do that, you got to plan stuff. So for me to stay on my keto diet, I have to plan a lot of stuff. I have to make a lot of stuff ahead of time because sometimes, like today, I'm working till 6. I get home 6:30. My kids already usually have eaten something, and my husband, because they're hungry already. And then for me to, not get into something that's bad for me, I have to have food already prepared. So yesterday I knew Tuesday was coming, right? Yesterday was Monday. And I made a pot of soup. Well, there's still soup left. So tonight, that's an easy meal that keeps me on my diet. It's nutritious. It has veggies and meat and, homemade broth in there. And all I have to do is put it in the microwave and warm it up. It takes me 2 minutes. But I had to have made that prior. Today for lunch, I had keto pancakes and a sausage. Guess what? I didn't cook any of that stuff today. I cooked it previously and I froze it. So all I had to do today was put it in a little container, bring it to work, and when I was ready, I microwaved it, warmed it up. And that keeps me on my diet. So the reason why everybody's fat is because, one, we don't eat on a schedule, and we're running around starving to death, and we go grab something. We grab a Snickers, something out of the machine, right? Some chips, something that, is convenient and that, we'll take care of the hunger, right? Well, guess what? That makes us fat. Number 2, we don't cook. Nobody cooks anymore. Come on. It's so easy to do. You don't have to do it every day if you don't want to. Cook and freeze, cook and freeze, cook and freeze. Do it in bulk. Buy bulk things. Get a food saver. We have a food saver, and my husband, he's in charge of it. So I cook the stuff. He makes sure that he food saves it, and then we stick it in the freezer so we don't get the freezer burn. It's not that hard. And then when we're ready for something, we take it out of the package, we warm it up, or we let it thaw on the counter, and we're ready to go. And we have nutritious stuff, right? Number 3 is we don't plan our meals. Take advantage of the weekend or end of the week and start planning the meals for the next week. You could do a huge Sunday extravaganza, grill-a-palooza, and then freeze it or just make enough just for that week and make 2 or 3 meals. Make a pot of something, make a casserole of something so that your family has things that they can eat that you can control so it doesn't make you fat. So those are 3 habits that we need to get rid of so that we can stay on track and keep healthy. So I hope everybody enjoyed that today. This is definitely something to take notes on and to change what you're doing if you're doing any one of these 3 things or any of them. If you want to change any habits, go to thehabitformulabook.com and grab yourself a copy. Also, if you want to learn how to instill good habits in your child, go to thehabitformulakids.com and grab yourself a free book. So that's it for me today. Thanks for watching, and let's build good habits together.
Getting stuck is easy. Getting unstuck is not so easy, unless you know how. Whether it's personally or professionally, the steps to change are exactly the same. There's a clear-cut formula to living the life you want and deserve. Are you ready to make a change? It's easier than you think. Go to thehabitformulabook.com and get yourself a free copy. Remember, you don't even have to read it. Just do the exercises at the end of each chapter. If you want me to hold your hand, upgrade your order to the premium course. These principles are the same steps I took to work 25% less and make 30% more. If you seriously want to change something in your life, thehabitformulabook.com will show you how. And get yourself a free copy! Or upgrade to the premium course for even better and faster results. And get unstuck today. thehabitformulabook.com